Welcome back to Travel with Ian, man, with your boy Ian as usual. Alright, follow me on the gram, appreciate it. If you have any question, definitely hit me on the gram. With that being said, in this video, I'm gonna give you guys 4 or 5 ways actually to get your flight training paid for, or at least reduce your flight training expenses. Right? Why? Because I know over time after doing a bunch of these videos, I get a lot of the same questions about flight training costs, and one of my most watched video is about flight training scholarship, or how to win aviation scholarships. So this is why I'm making this video, guys, so it can help you guys out, or at least have some of you guys pay for your flight training. Right? So stay tuned, listening, and I hope this information can be helpful to you guys, and we can all go on our way to fly airplanes. Ooh, let's go. Hi. Alright, let's go. Let's get into this. Before we even get into this, I know I said follow me on the gram, but follow me on Twitter too. Now, first things first, this is just a disclaimer. This is all information I wish I knew prior to starting college. Alright, so right now I'm a senior at Delaware State University in the aviation major program. And I promise you, this is stuff I wish I knew prior hand. Right? So if you're watching this video and you're a high school student, I hope you're listening, and I hope it helps you out. With that being said, let's get into this. The first way to help your flight training pay for is scholarship. Right? That just might seem basic, but it's the truth. Scholarship, right? Scholarship will help you get your flight training paid for. I myself received a couple scholarship. If you look at this video, or when I made the video about how to win in any aviation scholarship, I know because I received a few scholarships myself. And with flight training being so expensive, actually, if I wasn't an aviation major, meaning if I didn't have those flight training fees, I would have went to college for free my freshman and sophomore year, actually, right? But because of the flight training fee, I had to take federal student loans, right? Like with the FOSA and stuff like that. But with that being said, scholarships help. Also, even though you might already be in college, it's not too late, right? I received some of my scholarship while I was in college. I received some of my scholarship while in college, right? So it's not too late. Don't think, oh, I only get college scholarship when I'm a high school student in my juniors or senior year, right? You can apply. Matter of fact, some of the aviation scholarship want you to have already some flight training experience or have at least a prior pilot, right? So if you're already in school, obviously that helps. So with that being said, scholarship, especially full-ride scholarship, right? Don't look into aviation related scholarship, because a lot of people Google aviation scholarship, which is fine. There's some of it, but honestly speaking, unless you already have some aviation experience or are already involved somewhat in aviation, it's hard to get those aviation scholarships, because those organizations don't want to invest in people or students that don't have, that are not involved in the field, So it's hard to show how much interest you have if you haven't done anything aviation related, right? And most people, the aviation career start in college, right? So it's kind of hard to get those, but it's not impossible. So I'm not saying don't look into those, but do so. But don't don't just be all focused on aviation scholarship, because at the end of the day, it's not also that many of it compared to just regular scholarship available to everybody, right? So when you're looking for scholarship, just look for scholarship in general. If you find aviation scholarship, that's great, but just in general manner, just look for scholarship, especially full ride scholarship, because even though you're trying to reduce your flight training cost, you're still gonna have to pay for tuition, and depending on the school you go to, some tuition be really expensive, right? So with that being said, if you're a high school student watching this video, man, I'm trying to tell you, just apply for scholarship. Apply. I know it's not easy, especially because I know personally, applying for scholarship, it takes time and stuff of that nature. Writing essays, all that, you have to put in work, but just apply, man. Like, this is the best way, actually, is just scholarship. This is the number one way. The best way is to just find scholarship and apply for them, and hopefully you can get enough scholarship that's gonna help you pay for all your flight training in your school at the same time. If not, whatever you get helps, and just helps you reduce the amount. With that being said, I'm going to make a video to help you guys out. I already made a video about like this video right there. It's a video about winning any aviation scholarship, but on top of that, I find a new way to help you guys win scholarship, right? So I'm gonna make a video on how to leverage LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn is a professional platform. I hope you guys know of LinkedIn, but if you don't, I'm basically just gonna make a video about it, right? I'm gonna make a video about LinkedIn and how you can use LinkedIn to win scholarship and internship. So stay tuned for that. And if you haven't watched this video yet about winning any aviation scholarship, you should. I really dropped some really good tips on there on how to win any aviation scholarship. So go check it out. Next, the military. Right, I know a lot of people are not into this. They want to fly commercially. They want to fly. They just want to go ahead and just fly for the airlines and stuff of that nature. But you cannot ignore the military side of things. It's just not, especially if you try, if you're looking for ways to reduce your expenses, or just plain being period, get flight training for free. You have to consider the military program. They're not bad. So if you're not interested, just hear me out. Right? If you're interested, good, listening. And if you're not, still hear me out. The first program I'm going to talk about is right there, the Air Force ROTC. Or you can also do the Army ROTC. But since we're flying planes, talking about airplanes here, I'm going to talk about Air Force ROTC. They have a good program, right? You can join the Air Force ROTC, and then your junior year, you can you can compete for that pilot slot, right? Which is almost guaranteed if you're already flying airplanes in college, right? So if you go to college for aviation, or at least aviation management, and then you apply for this pilot slot, you almost guarantee, there's no way you're gonna fail in getting a pilot slot. You're already flying airplanes, right? So the way it works is you join ROTC when you're in college. I know you have to join at least by sophomore year. So you have freshman, sophomore year to join, and then you do the little classes and stuff that they have you do. Junior year, you apply for the pilot slot. If you do get it, great. And then by the time you graduate, you go to flight training. And then I think you have to serve active duty for a certain amount of years. I think it's 8 years, maybe. I don't know exactly how many years. But the good thing about it is your flight training is paid for, right? Which is the goal. And the reason I'm making this video is, first of all, not only your flight training fees are paid for, your entire school. So they pay your tuition and fees. And on top of that, they pay you like believe it, like ROTC pays you, right? So not only you don't have to worry about loans, you don't have to worry about school in general, about the cost of school. On top of that, you get a check, right, for being an ROTC and just attending your regular classes plus the little ROTC classes they have, and whatever little thing they might have you do. And once you graduate, you get to go and fly planes, and the best planes in the world, honestly, because you're flying the military jets, whether it's jets or cargo aircraft, whatever they have you flying, whatever you decide to do is the top-notch equipment, right? So why not do it? You do it for a certain amount of years. Let's say you join when you're 20, 21. By the time you finish school, you're 22. You do 8, 10 years, you're 32. At 32 years old, you're still young. You get a nice military retirement check, and then you can go fly for the commercial, and you skip straight to the majors. So you go straight Delta airline or whatever airline you like. I like Delta, but with that being said, or you don't have to go to the airline. You can do the corporate route, whatever you want to do. The goal is to get your flight training paid for free, and then you still get to fly planes in the military, which is actually great, right? So in another video, so what I'm going to do is also I'm going to talk about ROTC with somebody else. So because I'm not an ROTC, I don't know exactly what it entails. I know a lot of people are reluctant to join the ROTC. So what I'm going to do is in one of my next few videos, I'm going to sit down with somebody who is in ROTC currently at my school, and it's an aviation program, and we're going to talk about what it's like being an ROTC and stuff of that nature, so you guys can get the full-blown pictures, and it might help answer some of the questions you might have. And so if you have any question about ROTC, or you're thinking about joining ROTC, drop a comment down below for any question you might want me to ask her, right? So definitely check it out. To the very least, go on the Air Force ROTC website, check it out. Next, it's another military program, but this time it's the Coast Guard. Ooh, Coast Guard. Actually, they have a really great program, very similar to ROTC. It's called the College Student Enlist Commissioning Initiative Program, something like that. I mean, you can check it out. The link will be down below. But what's great about it is you join when you're at least, I know you have to be at least a sophomore year, because they require you to have at least 30 credit. So you join your sophomore years, and if you're poor and you're good, you get to pay, you get all your flight training and tuition expensive. Now, it's two different things. You join this program initially, then once you end, you apply for the Wi-Fi program. It's called the Wi-Fi flight program, in which now once you get approved, you get that pilot slot. It's guaranteed. Once you apply for that program, you get selected, you guarantee a pilot slot upon finishing your training, right? Finishing school and going to flight training. It's kind of hard to get into. Well, it's not. I'm not gonna say it's hard, but it's just not as easy as applying, right? You have to apply, go to an interview, and you have to write an essay. You have to submit 3 letters of recommendation. So it's not like, oh, I'm about to just get this money. But you do that little bit of work, you get into the program, you get all your flight training paid for, you get all your school paid for, and then on top of that, you get a check. You get the opposite. Matter of fact, once again, I have a friend, a great friend, who is actually in this program at my school, and once again, I'm gonna do it. Sit down, interview with him. If you have any question about this specific program, drop in the comment below, and I'm going to ask him when I do that video. Next, this next military program is actually one I'm a part in. It's the National Guard, right? National Guard. This is for you guys that are like, man, I'm not trying to do 8 years in the military. I don't want to do 10, 11 years. I don't want to do that. Right. Great. This is what I did. But honestly, I did this without knowing the other program. So if I knew the other program, I want to done the National Guard. But with that being said, let's not rule out the National Guard. So I'm currently in the National Guard, and it's not a bad gig, right? With National Guard, what does that mean? You serve your state, right? You serve your state on them. It's like the reserve. So what we do is we go to serve. You do 1 weekend a month, and 2 weeks out of the year. That's all you do. So you still have your freedom, right? It's free. You can sign for 4 years, 6 years, whatever. I think the minimum you can sign for is 3, right? So what you can do is, hey, I'm in college. You join freshman year, 4 years. By the time you graduate, you're out. You gain your freedom back. All right, man, your freedom is never really taken away because it's only 1 week in a month, and you still get paid for that, and 2 weeks out of the year for annual training. But so if I was you guys, if you're not really too much into the military, but you're not really too against it, I look into the Air National Guard to the very least. So what do you get from the Air National Guard? Now this is a little different from the other program because the National Guard is a state thing. So they have, you have the federal benefit, but you also have state specific benefit, right? So I know for my state in Delaware, I get tuition reimbursement, right? I get up to 100% of tuition reimbursement. So what that means is, at the end of the year, at the end of the semester, before the semester, I apply for tuition reimbursement, and then at the end of the semester, I submit my my reimbursement with my grade and stuff like that, and I get reimbursed. I get reimbursed back. Now I know they always say almost 100%, but 9 times out of 10 it was never 100% for me. Right? It was always part of it because the funding that they have depends on what they get from the state. So if they don't have a lot of funding and they have a lot of applicants or a lot of people who qualify for it, they might not be able to give 100% to everybody. That's why they say up to 100%. But the truth is, you might get 50, 60, 70%. But what if you get help? Right? That's one of the things that I don't really like about the National Guard is the fact that you don't know how much you're going to get out of it compared to the other program, in which you know for a fact, okay, boom, I'm going to get everything paid for. With the National Guard, it's not really certain. And even that 100% reimbursement is state specific, right? My state does it, but not every state have that, right? With that being said, like, let's look up some of them. I know Delaware has it, right? But let's say I'm going to type Ohio here. So let's say you want to go to Ohio State, right? So you might want to join the Ohio National Guard or Air National Guard, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click on Ohio. And if you want to look up specific state, you can go on this website. It's GoANG. So GoAirNationalGuard.com, I believe. Or you can just look it up. I'll drop the link below. So I looked up Ohio. And Ohio have education benefit, right? So it says here, Ohio offer Air Guard member scholarship of up to 100% tuition at State College. So now, listen, this thing says tuition. So a lot of people want, well, I'm not going to say a lot of people. Me personally, this is why I got fooled because I thought, okay, up to 100%. I'm thinking they're going to play flight trainings, because flight training is a fee. It's not part of tuition. So I was only getting like $3,000 out of it or $2,000 out of it a semester. But it's not a bad thing. It's just not what I thought it would be, right? So make sure you really ask questions if you're really interested. Ask your recruiter specifically. If you have questions, ask me too. I might be able to answer some of them. But like it says tuition, right? And the next good thing about it is, if you, for example, like I said, Ohio State, which is a state college, let's say you from, I don't know, North Dakota, and you want to attend Ohio State, you going to be an out-of-state tuition student, meaning your out-of-state tuition going to be higher, right? You guys know how that goes. For out-of-state student to attend state school, it's a little more expensive than in-state student. But with joining the National Guard, that's one of the benefits from it is you can get in-state rate, right? So that's one of the things I got from it is, boom, I joined the National Guard. I was an out-of-state person because from DC, I attended Delaware State. I was paying out-of-state tuition. Joined the National Guard, boom, my rate dropped down a couple of grand, and I was getting in-state rate tuition, right? So something you might want to consider. You know, the way I look at it is, listen, anything that can help me pay less is a good thing, right? Depends on what you give out in return, right? So with that being said, check it out, National Guard. I'm gonna make a separate video about it to go more into details. You know, maybe it's a good not, maybe it's a good fit for you, maybe it's not. Next slide. So this right there is IM Academy. This is about Forex, right? Forex, foreign exchange. Man, listen, this is for everybody, right? I know you're like, whoa, what is this? What is that? But if you know about Forex, that you know what I'm gonna say next. If you don't know about Forex, you should learn about Forex, right? Forex is trading, pretty much. I don't want to make this video too long or talk too much about Forex, because I'm gonna have a specific video about this. Like I said, about each ways I talked about today, I'm gonna make a specific video about them so I can give you guys more details. But Forex, I found out about this opportunity about 6 months ago, and what is it is, it's trading. You trade on a foreign exchange market. You can do some of your own research, and the way this works is you basically trade. Long story short, you trade money on the international market. You put money. It's investment, right? It's investment, but unlike stocks, you know, it can be very beneficial on the short term, right? You can start seeing the revenue on that pretty quick. So I find, like, let me give you guys stories about it. Found out about this opportunity about somewhere back in March. Learned about it, started trading, you know, and I'm like, wow, this is great stuff. I can make money out of it. You can make considerably good amount of money out of it, and the earlier you start, you better. I mean, what that means is, unlike the other program, and like the other side I talk about, in this specific program, or like the Forex market, you trade money and you make your own money. So you're responsible for your financial freedom. But say you're responsible how much effort you put into this, you know, your willingness to learn and your willingness to go to the next step. It all depends on you. So the way I look at it is, hey, I want to get my fly training paid for, and boom, here's the opportunity for me to trade and make money out of it. So why not do it? You know, because you can make this. Flight training is expensive, so I'm not going to show you guys and a way to make money that's not going to be considerable amount of money. Right? You want to make flight training is expensive. Long story short, with this opportunity, over time you can make quite a bit of money that you can use to pay for your flight training. Right? So Forex, I'm going to make a specific video about Forex. If you have question about it, ask me in the comment below. Hit me on Instagram, Twitter, whatever the case may be, and we can talk more about Forex if you're eager to learn about it before I drop my next video. But guys, best believe, Forex, check out. Once again, I'm going to drop the link below so you guys can check it out. But man, I wish I knew about this Forex thing, right, back in high school or something. Because this is real stuff. Real stuff, man. But with that being said, I hope it helps you guys out, right? I promise you, all this information I wish I knew prior hand. Man, listen, if I knew about this before, my flight training would have been paid for fully. But it's not too late for you guys, hopefully, and you can implement some of this stuff. I'm still doing Forex still this day, and yeah, and I'm about to use my post GI bill moving forward to pay some of my next flight training. But anyway, check it out. The links below. Comment, subscribe. Please like, please subscribe for real. Appreciate you guys for watching. Watch my video on how to win any aviation scholarship. It's gonna help you guys out. And that's it, man. Ciao in. Appreciate you guys. Let's go.